Today we're going to be rebuilding the new look Utah Jazz in NBA 2K26. This Jazz team has been tanking for quite some time for the most part, and now they're officially ready to probably compete with the amount of talent they have on this roster after the Jackson trade last year. So let's go ahead and see what we could do with them today. But before we get into today's video, YouTube does tell me about 53% of the people that watch these videos aren't actually subscribed, and guys, we're less than 200 subscribers away from 50,000. So if you want to help us reach that goal, that would be amazing. So I'm pretty sure I haven't done a Utah Jazz rebuild since they've officially drafted Darren Peterson. And of course, I've always kept Walker Kessler on their team as well whenever I've rebuilt them, but now we know he is gone. They decided not to re-sign him. And I think the Jazz look like a pretty interesting team in the West. Obviously, as we saw, you know, them and the Wizards made like buy now trades last year at the deadline, even though they were tanking by getting Jaren Jackson and AD. And now this Jazz team, you know, gets Darren Peterson in the draft, and they're set up pretty well. They look pretty good, and they could have definitely fight for that play-in spot, maybe even be a better team than we anticipate. So yeah, I like this Jazz team quite a bit on paper, but we'll have to see how it translates. 2K is not very, you know, nice to them, I will say, but maybe we could fix that with a play physical defense setting that may not be on for them. And then how they're going to run this rotation is also going to be kind of interesting to see. I kind of have something I want to do for today, and then we're going to just obviously try to get this Jazz team a championship in this new led Darren Peterson era. And of course, Ace Bailey, you know, not to mention he was like projected to be like a top 3 pick in last year's draft, and he fell because, you know, he was trying to avoid a bunch of teams, and the Jazz said, no, we don't care that you want that, and we're going to do this. So yeah, basically that's what happened. And now the Jazz are set up pretty well. If Ace Bailey figures it out, Darren Peterson figures it out, they have Market and Jaren Jackson. I like this Jazz team. So here's what the rotation could look like if we left it the way it, you know, is suggest. So George, Ace Bailey, Marketing, Jaren Jackson, Nurkic, Collier, Sensabaugh, Peterson, Filipowski, Cody Williams. But I project, or I kind of want to do something different, basically. So I want to go ahead and we'll move Filipowski to the back of 4. We're going to move Jaren Jackson to the 5, which is never ideal because obviously his rebounding is bad, but we have a lot of size that I think we can make up for that. And then Marketing slides down to the 4. And then Ace Bailey goes to the 3. You kind of see what I'm putting down here. That gets Darren Peterson in the starting 5. So something like that instead I could see them doing. So instead of, you know, the Nurkic starting lineup, you got George, Peterson now in there with Ace Bailey, Market, and Jackson, Collier, Sensabaugh, Nurkic, Filipowski, and Cody Williams. I like that a little bit better. Don't know if that's what they'll do in real life, but that is what I'm going to go with because I think that's more fun to get Bailey and Peterson playing together right away. And then as I mentioned, one thing we can do to try to potentially help this Jazz team is we could whoops, it's not that. No, it's this. Conservative defense is probably why they don't simulate the best. So we'll fix that. And and we'll just go neutral defensive focus here. And then as far as offensive focus is, let's go, you know, play through star, and then we can go average tempo or shoot at will because, yeah, I want to be a fast-paced team, I think, with some of the young guys we have. Okay, so now Jaren Jackson has a 90 shot tendency, so let's reduce that quite a bit because I want to set this Jazz team up to at least make a play-in spot this year. I think they're set up to potentially do that. Peterson has a 90 shot tendency already, and Ace Bailey's is at a 61. Let's push it up to a 70, perhaps. Maybe we'll go 67 for now, and then we'll leave, you know, these the way they are as well, or something like that, or give Marketing a little bit higher tendency. I think that feels good. Okay, so Powering has this at 23rd. Did anything I do save them a little bit? We're gonna find out. Let's simulate the first month or so. Let's see how we finish, or you know, how we're doing. So, okay, yeah, it's still kind of struggling a little bit, but we're on that play-in over 500 spot, which doesn't sound too bad. So we'll continue to simulate this season. We'll see if we can hold on to a play-in spot potentially. Right now, we are a play-in team. And like I said, I do think that's a realistic possibility for this talented Jazz team. But yeah, we'll see what 2K thinks. Maybe we, you know, slip out here eventually, but I will see you guys at the end of year 1. Unless, of course, it's up at the deadline, but I don't think I plan on doing that. So we're literally smack dab in the middle, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. But MVP goes to Wembanyama. Peterson does win Rookie of the Year, which is great to see that. 7 rebounds and 6 assists already in his rookie season. Love to see that. Harden ends up in Minnesota. Of course, he hasn't officially signed with Cleveland as I'm recording this, so I guess he ends up there. Wembanyama is your DPOY, and he also wins Most Improved. Trae Young, Clutch Player in Washington. Mitch Johnson is your Coach of the Year, and Aaron Phillips is your Executive. So, of course, I do want to eventually get to the Pistons, Nuggets, and some other teams, but there's still some things to be hashed out. So hopefully we can get to those guys or those teams before the end of August, before 2K27 drops in September. But here is your NBA first team. I don't know if we'll have anybody on here. It would be cool if we did, but I'm not really expecting it. So yeah, nothing to show here. But of course, we know that Darren Peterson is going to be an all-rookie first-team representative, which is great. And yeah, so that's about it. So we finish up as a 9th seed in the West, and we literally went 41-41. So yeah, literally at 500, smack dab in the middle. Really had a shot there to be an over 500 team. Unfortunately, we lost quite a few games there at the end, which sucked. So if we look at the player stats, though, outside of obviously Darren Peterson, so no one averaged 20 or anything, which I do think there's definitely plenty of guys capable of doing so on this team. But hey, I guess we're playing team, and Peterson eventually is going to become that guy for us. So LA is our first round matchup. We shall see how we do against them. We have to win a couple times here just to get into the playoffs, and we'd have to, earn the right to go play the Spurs, which obviously is not going to be a fun time. So let's see if we can, no. So we're going to lose, and unfortunately, we didn't even have a chance here against the Clippers in the play-in. So it's great we got in the play-in tournament. We had a shot there, but unfortunately, we got eliminated, so that sucks. But kind of what I expected from this first season. I truly thought that this team could be a play-in spot team, and we were. And the Knicks go on to win back-to-back championships as they beat the Blazers, which, again, always makes no sense they get that far. But they beat the Blazers in 6 games to win a championship. The real question is, how can we move forward with this team after being a 41-41 play-in team? I do think it's just a matter of patience. There's a lot of talent here. We apparently get the 6th overall pick via the Cleveland Cavaliers, which I wasn't even expecting. The Cavs sucked that badly, actually. Is that really what happened? So let's take a look. So the Cavs in the East, yeah, wow, they went 31-51. Not something I would, I guess because James Harden did leave. And okay, sure. I know the Grizzlies are supposed to have a pick from us as well. I'm pretty sure they have our pick. I got to double check if they're supposed to have the best, though, because that could be incorrect that we have the 6th pick. They might get the best because they get 14. So I know there was the Jaren Jackson trade involved a pick, but was it like the best of those picks, or was it just the Jazz pick? Let me double check that, and if it is ours, we're going to get the 14th pick no matter what, I believe, unless there's something else I'm missing here. But we get either 6th or 14. It probably is 14 if I had to guess, but let me just double check really quickly. So yes, it is indeed going to belong to the Grizzlies because it's a best of pick, basically. So that's what I kind of thought, so I'm glad I double-checked that. We weren't supposed to have the 6th pick. We have the 14th pick instead, which is still good. We get a lottery pick, so I'll take it. The Grizzlies get, that best of pick, and then they got the Lakers pick as well. So the Grizzlies have their own. Damn, the Grizzlies actually, yeah, they made out pretty good here in this lottery. 3 top 10 picks, which is good for them. I'm going to stick with Will Hardy, and then let's head to draft night. I don't know if I have any plans to trade this pick. I mean, we could add more young talent to this team. It doesn't hurt to do so. We do have 3, 12, and 23 in the 2nd round. We have to re-sign Keontae George. Markkanen has a couple years left in his deal. Jaren Jackson a couple years. So I think I'd be fine with just drafting here because I don't really know what Cody Williams' future is going to be on this team. Fortunately, he just somewhat does not look like an NBA player to this point in his career. But yeah, I think I'm going to try to trade up maybe from 14 to like 10 or something with all this capital I have, because I don't really want to add 4 rookies. So let's see if anybody would give me like Miami, or I guess it's Charlotte. So can I give you 14, 3, 12, and 23 to move up 4 spots? They agree. Okay, instead of having 4 rookies come in, we'll draft 1 at 10. So at pick 10, we have Austin Gooseby, Elijah Arenas, which I just got him in the last video, so I probably won't do that. Austin Gooseby sounds good because Collier's maybe someone we're not going to keep going forward. So I'm going to take Austin Gooseby here out of Texas. We'll walk out of here with him. He ends up at a 76 overall, so I feel good about that, and welcome to Utah. Okay, Svi Mikhailuk, I'm comfortable declining. Cody Williams, I think I'm going to decline it as well. I really do think it could be heading that way, so I'm going to decline it. And Collier has 1 year left, and we'll accept that for now. And then qualifying offer, Sensabaugh and George, so both guys that I would be interested in bringing back. So let's see, what they want. So Keontae George, for instance, is going to want $33 million a year, which is definitely pretty steep, but I will get there for him. And then Sensabaugh, 34% from 3 last year. Let's see. So we do have Kuzby, who I'm, really comfortable with him eventually playing, but maybe not his rookie season. Okogie's here. I forgot about that addition. Ace Bailey. So yeah, I think if we could just simply bring back Sensabaugh and George, I'd feel pretty good about that. So I want to see what this team can do. Really wish George wanted a little bit less money. It does seem kind of steep to give him 30 plus, but it is what it is. We're not gonna let him go for nothing. And then Sensabaugh, I'm fine with the 12 million price tag. So we'll go with George, Sensabaugh, both being re-signed. We will not bring back Cody Williams, and we'll renounce everybody else. So basically, we're just going to hope with internal development with Ace Bailey and Peterson to eventually lead this thing, especially Peterson, of course, only going to get better over time. So let's go to progression and let's see what we got going on here. So you do have Ace Bailey already up to an 88, which is a great sign, and Peterson's already up to an 86. Marketing is going down. Collier's up. Nurkic is going down, so that's to be expected. But yeah, overall, I do like the look of this team, and Ace Bailey and Peterson are going to be the future of this team with George probably. And then we'll see what Jaren Jackson and Markkanen, where they hold into this whole thing. But Markkanen has, 2 years left in his deal, so not going anywhere anytime soon. We'd probably trade him on the last year of his deal if we did. But with all the development, the next goal would be to be a playoff team entirely. We missed the play, or we made the play-in, missed the playoffs. This time, we want to avoid the play-in and make the playoffs, and that would be the next step in the right direction. So we'll see if we can accomplish that, of course. I do think it's a realistic possibility that is the case for us, but we'll see what 2K thinks. The power rank was at 23rd last year, and now it finds itself at 20th, so not bad, but again, it's the point where we got to make sure that Ace Bailey and Peterson are the two guys that are putting the ball in the basket for the most part, I think. So I think it is safe to say Darren Peterson could have this high shot intensity that he wants, and we'll give Ace Bailey a little bit of a bigger role this year as well. We'll push George down to a 60, and we'll push Jaren Jackson down to a 60 as well, maybe even 55, which sounds crazy to do, but that's what I want out of Jaren Jackson. You can focus on rebounding for all I care, and then Markkanen will push down to a 70, something like that. So we'll go with that, and we'll see if that changed anything. Obviously, Ace Bailey and Peterson, the two guys I would love to see average 20 plus points per game this year if we can get that to happen. So last year we went 41-41. Would love to see us go over 500 this year and be an actual playoff team in this Western Conference. Of course, it is the Wild West, as we know. It's going to be tough, and if we aren't able to make improvement, then obviously serious changes will be coming. We'll have to probably trade, Markkanen, Jackson, or something like that. So far, we're off to a little bit of a disappointing start. So yeah, we could be headed towards, and I'm pretty sure, it didn't change itself back. No, it's still on play physical defense and all that. So yeah, just not going well so far. Maybe there's a chance we turn around here soon, but it does look like we are going to take a step back from where we were last year, which ultimately means we got to make some changes. So we are at the trade deadline as we're 21-29. So we actually are the 10th seed in the West. So we are turning it around a little bit here, but that doesn't stop me from wanting to make a move here. So one thing I do love is that I do see, Peterson and Ace Bailey doing their thing, but I wanted to see if I could trade Lauri Markkanen for a center, basically, and that slides Jaren Jackson back to the 4 as what my goal is here. So preferably get a center that can rebound the ball, because obviously we know that's where Jackson and Markkanen are both our front court, and they're averaging a combined 8 rebounds per game. That's probably not helping. It helps that Peterson's averaging 8, but yeah, we definitely need to upgrade from that. So I had a couple ideas. Well, there was a couple ideas that popped out at me. So I did throw Collier in a trade with Markkanen. We got some interesting offers, but let's see if we just threw Markkanen in here. So Miles Turner is the definition of the opposite of what we need. Josh Giddey. Jarrett Allen, definitely, him popping up. Actually, I do love that idea, because Jarrett Allen could be exactly what we kind of need next to Jaren Jackson. So I actually love that idea. That might be the move. When I threw Collier in the trade finder with Markkanen, I got offered Joel Embiid, which was interesting, but I didn't know if I wanted Joel Embiid, to be honest with you. But I definitely am all in on this Jarrett Allen idea. I mean, the Cavs were really bad last year, so eventually they're going to rebuild. But does this trade make a ton of sense for them? Like Markkanen, if they're going to go in a selling direction, do they really want Markkanen? I mean, they get a pick out of it, don't get me wrong, but maybe I should throw them like Isaiah Collier to make it a little bit more fair, I feel like. I don't know. Something about this trade feels off. And then we get Marvin Bagley, who should just be an expiring. Nope, he actually is a 3-year deal. I don't want him then. Sasser, no, I guess Collier would make the. Okay, instead of Collier, what if it's Ooh, that Lakers pick is so good though. I don't think I can trade that. What if it's our pick? We take the gamble. Should we protect? Were we able to protect it? Maybe I should protect it though, because we are, not the best team. What is top 10 protected? Markkanen, and you get 2 first-round picks for Jarrett Allen, and it becomes unprotected in 2029, basically. Let's do it. I think that's more of a fair trade. So that gets us Jarrett Allen here, and Jaren Jackson slides to the 4 again, and Jarrett Allen starts at that center position, hopefully to stabilize our rebounding problem, basically. So we'll see if that fixes anything for us. Collier is going to be a free agent this offseason, so it could make sense to trade him right now. With Gooseby, kind of, someone I would be able to develop next year. So if I did trade Collier, let's see what we'd get for him if we did, because we're kind of at a transition point where some of these guys like Simons, Nate Ament, Paul Reed, and a pick, that's kind of Interesting. Clayton, who was on the Jazz. Kingston Flemings. These trades feel very crazy to me. Sergio, I don't know. Is Collier's value really that crazy? I'll probably just let him walk, honestly. But all right, let's get to the end. There was some great value there, don't get me wrong, but some of it felt a pretty, kind of far-fetched. But with Jarrett Allen coming over, do we finish up as a play-in team? We're gonna find out, but I do like where we're at. Just need to get this team to be a over 500 team in this West, and we're not that right now. So unfortunately, we did finish up as a lottery team, so we did not make that play-in spot again. Peterson does make an All-NBA second team, so that's great to see, but unfortunately, his first 2 years have been wasted. I mean, he's a rookie and then a sophomore, so it's not like it's the biggest deal in the world, but yeah, we aren't getting him in the playoffs just yet, so we will have that Lakers pick, as we all know, which is going to be awesome. We take a look at the player stats. You had 24 from Peterson, 22 from Ace Bailey, and then 14.5 from George, 13 from Jarrett Allen, 11 from Sensabaugh, 11 from Jaren Jackson. So let's go ahead, some of these playoffs once again, because we're not in here. The Lakers hopefully are going to give us a really good pick, and maybe we can replace Jaren Jackson. Mavericks go on to beat the Bucks in 5 to win the championship. This is the offseason of expansion, so let me go ahead and also add that really quickly. And then we are going to be set up to hopefully get a good pick from the Lakers from the Kessler trade. Maybe we can replace Jaren Jackson with that. Who knows? So here's where we project to be. We have the okay, so the Cavaliers, our pick was top 10 protected also, not to mention, and then the Lakers pick is projected to be #1 overall. I was kind of looking for it, but it was at the very top. So we get the second overall pick in this draft, which obviously is awesome. We are guaranteed, and our pick fell at 10, which was literally the last protection it could be, which is funny. So 2 and 10 in this draft. The Wizards get #1 overall again. So we have the opportunity to take Marcus Spears or CJ Rosser, which is just so awesome. And I'm also going to fire Will Hardy. I've been disappointed with him so far. I'm going to move on from him. We're going to see if we can convince someone else to come in here and coach the Jazz. Even though I like Will Hardy, have not liked what we've done, gotten from him here in 2K. So we're going to go in a different direction from him. And we do get Quinn Snyder, who actually used to coach the Jazz. So funny enough, he's coming back, I guess. All right, so draft night, or I guess protection spot is the first thing. And I actually would be okay entirely letting Jaren Jackson be drafted somewhere else. We just get off his contract entirely, which sounds crazy to do. But ultimately, guys, I think if you play 2K, most of you guys know Jaren Jackson is just a terrible simulation player because of the rebounding. He sucks. I feel like every time I have him on my team, I can never win. Like, there's times where I've been able to do it, but I feel like he's the guy holding us back right now. So it feels weird to protect Sam Merrill. Should I do that, though? But if someone drafts Jaren Jackson, we don't have to worry about his salary at all. $52 million is a lot of money for him. So, you know what? Let's do it, because I know we're drafting Spears or Rosser. So if it wasn't for that, I'd probably protect him. And of course, he has to be drafted away from us, which I assume he would be with how good he is. And yeah, he's gone. So someone took on his $52 million, which is kind of crazy that we haven't protected him. But, his money's completely gone off of us now. And we get to take one of the new power forwards, which is why I was so... And then Joaquin's an option too, not to mention. I keep forgetting about him being part of this draft as well. So let's see how it goes. So Wizards are going to take Spears. So we get to take Rosser or Joaquin. And I got to take CJ Rosser, who's the natural power forward. Joaquin could play the 4, I think. But I'll take CJ Rosser here. And we're going to feel pretty damn good about that. So we also have pick 10 because we protected this pick. We'll take Lincoln Cosby here. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty phenomenal about what we've been able to accomplish. So welcome all of you, Cosby, and then we'll accept our early second rounder. So yeah, this team should in theory be a playoff team out of the gate. I'll probably let Collier go, and then we'll let Filipowski be a guy we re-sign. But with Gooseby hoping he can play a little bit next year is why I'm letting Collier go. So we do need a new shooting guard, I feel like, and then a new backup center. So, well, Sam Merrill is fine, but I just don't know. He might regress a little bit. So we're going to bring back Filipowski, which we know that. So we'll bring him back. And then a new shooting guard. Max Christie could be fine. Or I guess backup center is probably the more important part if we're going to play Filipowski at the 4. Give me Claxton off the bench. So Filipowski and Claxton could be nice, I feel like. So Filipowski, is it going to let me? It won't let me do that. What if I... Okay, yeah. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to not do that. So, okay. So we can't get Filipowski and Claxton. We'll just get Filipowski back. That's going to be the main important thing. So we'll sign him back, and then we'll see what we can sign after that. So DiVincenzo already kind of like... Now I can sign him? I guess not. Never mind. Okay, Wendell Carter. I guess we could go get him as a backup center. I don't hate that. So we'll grab Wendell Carter, and then we'll grab DiVincenzo as a backup shooting guard to, take it over Sam Merrill, because Sam Merrill is probably going to regress. DiVincenzo may go up, and he does. So DiVincenzo, welcome to Utah. So we got Gooseby, DiVincenzo, Sensabaugh, Rosser, and then obviously Filipowski, who, Rosser's going to start over him. But yeah, I'm loving that. So let's go to progression. You're going to have Peterson up to a 91 and Ace Bailey up to an 89. Gooseby is already up to an 81, so I think we made the right decision by moving on from Collier. And Sam Merrill is regressed, unfortunately. But okay, guys. Jaren Jackson, Markkanen gone. In is CJ Rosser. We have George. I mean, this team looks pretty damn good. So all we need for it to happen is just to simply get this turned around. I do think that is a realistic possibility going into the season, that we should very much expect to be a contending team, I feel. Or not a contending team, a playoff caliber team. If we're not, I'm going to be so devastated. I can't do it, man. We need it to be a playoff team this year. Power rank is at 7, so I do have a feeling that is exactly what's going to happen. And then you got limit perimeter shots, but we're going to go, obviously, the play physical defense. Okay, power rank has us at 7th. I have a lot of expectations for this year. Roster is indeed starting. Let's get to the end of the season, and let's expect a playoff caliber season. And as you guys can see, the start we're off to is the best we've gotten off to so far. So yeah, have a good feeling about this season and the future of this team. And eventually, we have a real shot at a championship coming to Utah. So Victor Wembanyama is going to win MVP at the end of the season. Aiden Diggs, Rookie of the Year in Seattle. DeJounte Murray is your 6th man, and Wemby is your D point, and Bruce Thornton is your most improved, and Zion is your clutch player in Brooklyn, and Dusty May is your coach of the year. But guys, we enjoyed our very first playoff top tier season, which is great. So Peterson obviously putting up good numbers, no surprise there. Here's your All-NBA second team. Luka's still on the Lakers. Here's your All-NBA third team, all offensive first. And Peterson does not make an all-offensive team this time around. He did earlier. But we obviously get CJ Rosser, all-rookie first team. And here is your all-rookie second team. So we end up as the 2nd seed in the West. We finish up at 58 and 24. So already almost got the 1st seed as well. And we are literally in CJ Rosser's rookie season. So very good stuff to come, more than likely. But 23 from Peterson, 19 from Ace Bailey, 13 from George, 13 from Rosser, and 12 from Tinspa, 11 and 10 from Allen and Gooseby. So very, very intrigued with how this season went. Obviously, first year with Quinn Snyder coaching the Jazz again. So let's see how far we're going to go in these playoffs as the 2nd seed. So we get to play the Timberwolves in round 1, which my previous video, what was it? It was with the Warriors. Dude, the Timberwolves gave me so many problems in that one. So let's see if that happens again, as they do go up 1-0. We even it up, though. Game 3 goes to us. Beat them by 45 there, and we're up 3-1. Oh, this time we can own the Timberwolves. Great. Okay, so I could not do that with the Warriors for the life of me, but this time we're chilling. So now we get past Tim, Minnesota pretty easily, and we get to play the Phoenix Suns now, who have Gillespie, Booker, Brooks, Koa Pete, Malawach. I mean, it's the same Suns team for the most part. Keyshawn George there now. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we should beat this team fairly easily, but we'll see. They even it up. They do get a home win, but we went on the road as well. I guess they got a road win, I should say. But do we beat them in 6? Yes, we do. Okay, so now we get to play the team that won the championship last year. We lost Filipowski to a severe ankle sprain, which sucks. But yeah, the Mavericks are the team in front of us here to try to get a championship for the Jazz. So let's see if we can do just that. All right, let's simcast. Well, I guess we got to sim with current round on the other side. But let's simcast game 1. This will be in Dallas. If we could steal a road victory out of the gate, that would be freaking awesome. So let's see if we can do just that. But it looks as if Dallas is going to take care of business here. Yeah, so no, not quite. What about game 2? We do win game 2, though. 143 to 116, so that's nice. Game 3 goes to us as well. Game 4 goes to Dallas. Wow, okay, so this is pretty competitive so far. Now we got to go to game 5 on the road in Dallas. So can we win it, though? In Dallas, on the road. We have a lead right now. Just got to hang on to it, and we are so close to getting out of here alive, and we do. 134 to 117. We got one game away from making it to the finals already, which would be phenomenal. So let's see if we can do just that. Just got to win game 6, and we're in the finals to play the Magic. Can we do it? It is a close game 6 here down the stretch. They're trying to come back in, but fellas, we have made it to the NBA finals already. Peterson, Conference Finals MVP, and Paulo is your Conference Finals MVP on the other side. So Orlando's the matchup. They have Desmond Bane, Anthony. It's the same Magic team other than Claxton's the center now. But yeah, they look pretty much the same. So we'll see how it goes. Game 1 goes to Orlando. Game 2 goes to us. It's a big win to get on the road. They win a road win as well. So we got to win game 4 or we are in trouble. They want to start Gooseby, which I guess is fine. Let's go to game 4 at home, or I guess on the road in Orlando. Gotta win this one, but it looks like Orlando has it. But hey, the fact that we made it to the finals already is such a good sign, but we are going to lose in 5. So yeah, finals appearance, which is great, but unfortunately for us, we didn't have enough just yet. So it's very clear to me that if we can just, let these guys internally develop, which that's going to be resigning, well, not roster, but Ace Bailey, I think, is going to need a new extension this offseason. Do we have a pick from anybody? We don't really need it. Oh my gosh, we have the 2nd overall pick. What? From what? Okay, so the 2nd overall pick via Cleveland. The Cavs have sucked that badly, I guess. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I don't even really want the 2nd overall pick. I mean, again, I would need to double check this, but I think no matter what, we're on a trajectory to winning it all. I don't know. I guess I could double check if we're supposed to have this pick, but yeah, let me double check that because that feels crazy. I guess that's from what, the Donovan Mitchell trade a long time ago, maybe? Wow, that could be crazy if that's what that's from. It's involved in a bunch of pick swaps, but I'm pretty sure this is the correct information that we got. So we get to pick at number 2 overall, which is just insane to think about. And we'll go ahead and take Eric Dampier Jr. I know that we could take Garma or Leonard or any of these guys, but I'm going to take Eric Dampier here at number 2, and we are going to have our potential center of the future. So 77 overall, going to be somebody we develop in, in the background while Jarrett Allen is still here, which we might have to re-sign him as well. Gooseby, Peterson, and then qualifying offers, Ace Bailey is a free agent, we're going to obviously re-sign him, and then Jarrett Allen, as I kind of said, which he does have other offers. We do need to come in with a competitive offer, it looks like. So I ideally don't want to start Ezekiel out of the gate. So I'm going to give Jarrett Allen a 2-year, $18 million deal. I think that should be good enough. It is. So yeah, that feels great. So Jarrett Allen's going to get $18 million a year. And all we need to do now is run this bad boy back. I mean, this team is already looking pretty good. Made it out of the West already. And we got, young guys to develop as well. And we can give Case and Wallace a deal, which I will absolutely do. So now for progression, we're going to have obviously roster up pretty good. Peterson's up even further. Jarrett Allen is down 1 overall, but that's okay. And then Cosby, and you got Elliott down here developing. So great stuff. Rotation is going to be basically the same, other than we brought in Case and Wallace instead of having DiVincenzo. So let's get into this next season, and I have a good feeling, fellas, that we could maybe, just maybe, be hoisting a Larry O'Brien with how good we were last year. We were so close to making it all the way, but the Magic had our number there. So if we can, rematch the Magic, I feel pretty good about our chances with a more developed CJ roster. So here you go. We got George, Peterson, Ace Bailey roster, Jarrett Allen, Sensabaugh, Gooseby, Case Wallace, Filipowski, and Wendell Carter. To me, very strong rotation, and I will see you guys at the end of the season with the hopes that, hey, we get the first seed in the West again, and we are going to be a team to be reckoned with in the playoffs. So Darren Peterson's going to win MVP at the end of the season. A.J. Williams is your Rookie of the Year. Christian Anderson, 6th man in LA. And Chet is your DPOY, and Roster is your Most Improved. Paul is your Clutch Player, and Quinn Snyder, Coach of the Year at 71 and 11. And Timmy Weber is your Executive, which I think we can all agree that's Jason Kidd. So interesting. But here is your NBA first team, Darren Peterson. I don't know if we'd have anybody else on here, but yeah, I mean, obviously, phenomenal season. We finished up as 71 and 11, so very good stuff. We look at the player stats for the season as well. You had 23 from Darren Peterson with 8 rebounds, 8 assists, 21 from Ace Bailey, 18 and 9 from Roster, and 12 and 7 from Jarrett Allen. So with this winning 70 wins, I have a good feeling about this being a really good season for us, and we are going to end this off hopefully with the championship, but we shall see. So Golden State Warriors are our first round matchup. We have Dillingham, Kawhi Leonard, Hardenstein, Proctor, Tijon Salon. But I mean, if we find a way to lose to this team, then we just never were meant for it. But yeah, this one's pretty easy. We sweep them. But now to play Minnesota, who we did beat pretty easily last year. I would expect a similar result, but I guess we'll find out. So Minnesota do not have LaMelo or Edwards. Either they're both gone or they're hurt, which would suck either way for them. And they're both gone. That's actually insane. So Edwards and LaMelo left them. If we find a way to lose to this team, then this video is ending no matter what, because this team is not something we should be struggling against, and we are going to beat them in 4. And now we're going to play the Pelicans probably, unless the Thunder come back. It is the Pelicans. Interesting. The Magic have already been, or no, they're not. They're right there. Never mind. I was so excited. I'm like, we don't have to deal with the Magic if we get to the finals, but we get to play the Pelicans here, obviously, who have drafted Bruce Branch, and they got Nate Ament somehow, Derek Queen, Murray, Porzingis. All right. All we got to do is beat this team. We're back in the finals. Seems easy enough, but they do win game 1. We even it up, though. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And we beat them in 5. We get to play the Atlanta Hawks this time, and it is LaMelo. So Atlanta got LaMelo Ball to pair with Josh Dox, Nathan Solomon, Jalen Johnson, Zach Edey, Dyson Daniels, Braylon Mullins, and Yaka Chonas. I actually think that's Josh Dix, but 2K, I'm pretty sure I put this guy in the game. I could be wrong, though, because I think the Thunder signed a two-way guy named Josh Dix. It wouldn't let me put Dix, unfortunately. But 12, 5, and 3. So yeah, I guess, I don't know. I thought he was on a two-way with the Thunder at one point, but who knows. Anyway, game 1 goes to Atlanta. All right. I thought game 2, hopefully, we might lose in the finals again, fellas, unless we even the series, which we do. So that was a big couple wins we got. And it looks like the road team has won every single time. So hopefully we can fix that here and win game 5. This is a big game 5 here. Probably should have pulled out the man rotation. And yeah, so we're in trouble. Okay, so the road team has won every single game, which is crazy. So they want to put George on the bench, which is definitely terrifying. But if that's what they think is best right now, let's do it, because we obviously want to force a game 7 to make this a very interesting ending to this video if we're able to win it. And it is going to be close, but I think we are going to force a game 7. So 123 to 108. All right, fellas, all we got to do, and George is back in there. Just got to win one more game, and a championship is brought to Utah at home. The road team has continued to win every single game to this point, and LaMelo Ball has been a problem for me lately, but it is a close, very close game 7. But thankfully, we have a little bit of a lead here. It is a 4-point game. I think we jump in and make sure we end this off with a championship. All right, so we have possession, which is good because obviously we do need it. And we're going to hit Darren Pearson right away and hit a 3. Let's go. So I jumped in the Warriors video and I played so badly. I couldn't hit, I couldn't hit a shot with Elijah Arenas, but this time we hit Peterson's shot right away. Markkinen, or no, this is Yakashona's, not Markkinen, sorry. But he's going to go to the basket, and, he was just bigger than Keontae George, that's fine. But hitting a 3 out of the gate gives me some confidence, so we're feeling good. CJ Ross is going to bring the ball up. He's got Dyson Daniels guarding him. We got to drain some clock here, obviously, as well. I'm going to get a screen from Jarrett Allen, and we are going to just take this to the basket, and I almost missed that, but thankfully I hung on there. So I can never get used to the shot meter at the rim, but whatever. So we have a 7-point lead with 40 seconds left. All we got to, oh my gosh, bad defense, but they get AJ Johnson for 3, and he's going to miss it. That's a big miss. We definitely kind of gave them a nice look, but I almost wanted to pop a 3 in transition. I'm not going to lie, but it's better to bleed some clock here and make sure that, the Hawks don't have the ball. Oh my gosh, Peterson feels so fast, by the way. I almost just did a backcourt violation, but I should be able to get around AJ Johnson pretty easily. But instead, we'll hit Rosser for another layup, and that could be the dagger with only 12 seconds on the clock. So, guys, I think it's safe to say, as long as we get a stop here, Yakashonas from a deep 3, he's going to miss it. Fellas, we have brought a championship to the Utah Jazz. It was a very scary game there in game 7. But we have done it ultimately, and we got to celebrate in front of these home fans as well. So Peterson and the Jazz, I do think this Jazz team looks pretty great, and their uniforms are incredible as well. Some of the best in the NBA, if not the best. But that is where I end it. I hope you guys did enjoy. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.